Dr. Greb. Hello, Corbin.
These students at New Jersey's Montclair State University are practicing a classroom greeting.
Hello, Laura.
It's part of the fun and excitement of becoming the kind of teacher the school describes in its Portrait of a Teacher.
One of the things that sets us apart is that we do have a very clear vision for what we believe constitutes good teaching and learning and schooling.
So why do activities in your classroom like this?
Learning to teach takes place over the course of an entire career. And what we are committed to do is to prepare our students to be excellent beginning teachers who know how to continue to learn and grow and develop as teachers.
So everyone look at me. Everyone give me the sign.
Montclair has developed a network of some 25 partner school districts in the area, where students like Andrea Mayernick get their first exposure to the classroom.
They really push hands-on, jump right in there, get your feet wet. Because, in the end, that's where you need the most experience. You learn the most from practice.
How many hops till 20?
Mayernick student teaches at Bradford Elementary School with her cooperating teacher, Serena Swain.
You are going to guess or take an estimate of how many pennies you can grab with your hand.
I'm in the first grade with Miss Swain, and it's just been such an amazing experience to just interact with the children on a daily basis and to be with Miss Swain. She's an amazing mentor.
I don't know if this surface is really good for grabbing, so maybe use a slate or a book.
Mm-hmm. The preparation I need, and it's really given me the confidence that when I take over my own classroom, I can do this. I'm capable, and I can do it well.
You can't learn how to teach in a vacuum. And reading about teaching in a book, watching a video, albeit it might be very interesting and helpful, you've got to roll up your sleeves and you've got to get into it. We want them to see the complexity of what it means to be in a classroom.
And let's count back 14.
Student teaching, well, it's a journey. I spend a lot of time at home doing lesson plan preparation. I observe my cooperating teacher a lot, trying to pick up on her style of teaching.
Who could tell me what these are, Mr. Milano? It's something just like this.
And all the support that Montclair State has to offer has been great, too, because you need a lot of support for this.
So what numbers do we have to subtract?
One of the things I'm trying to teach Joe is sometimes you have to be flexible within your planning, and so I let him see my lesson plans as well. They're certainly not as thought out and as detailed because you just don't have the time. If I spent 3 hours planning every lesson, I'd have no life.
Your lesson was incredibly well planned.
Once a week, student teachers meet with their professor and cooperating teacher to get feedback on their progress.
Aside from the emotional benefits and positive feedback that you gave to them, when you're talking about difference, maybe write the actual number model on the board, so and explain what that is, that you're subtracting from the higher number to the lower number.
I go home at the end of the day smiling, even though I'm stressed out, even though I know I still have an hour or two at home planning, I feel good about it.
Who could tell me what a mile is?
So using this panel right here, we have control over the whole room. So we can turn the lights down.
As part of their emphasis on technology, Montclair created several classrooms of the future where students and recent graduates can try out tech-infused lessons.
This controls everything in the classroom, and I'm actually going to put it up on the document camera so you can see what we're looking at.
When our graduates are out in the schools, they're always welcome to bring a class here if they don't have that capacity in their school. And we work with the teachers in our partner schools as well so that their comfort level goes up.
Okay, so you're going to vote on which president you want to research, and each student's going to come up with one clue.
To play an historical WebQuest game, this 5th grade class was divided into 2 adjoining classrooms that were linked by a teleconference.
So where do you think might be a good place to start searching for information on James K. Polk?
Google.
Great place to start. What do you think?
You would do Wikipedia too, because it has a lot of the information.
Yes.
People often say, aren't you teaching your students about technology that they're not going to have access to when they actually go out in the classrooms? That may be true to some extent, but what we've found and what the research shows is that there's a lot more technology in schools than teachers actually know how to make use of. The students may, but the teachers are not that adept.
Okay, so we are going to come up and read our clues.
He only served 1 term as president. lost an election in the early 1900s.
By raising our students' comfort level with trying out new things and with doing different things, they learn how to have their students create blogs. They learn how to teach their students to make digital stories as a literacy strategy. So they're not intimidated by what's there.
All right, so our guest for president, we're going to say it all together.
And then we hope that they will advocate for more technology in the schools that they teach in.
I'm more concerned with getting through the curricular goals and standards.
Montclair believes that new teachers need to be prepared to face the challenges of their profession head-on and, when necessary, become advocates for change.
Teachers have to have a voice. Right now, standardized tests are a reality. The question is, how do we deal with them? Yes, we do have to prepare the students for some of the tests, but we also have the obligation to advocate for something that we think may or may not be appropriate.
So I think same amount of dollars will be going for all students.
In the school's Urban Teaching Academy, students study everything from culturally responsive curriculum design to school finance issues.
What I'm hearing you taking a political strategy. We can't change it all overnight. There's going to be political resistance to it, and that's part of the struggle with equalizing funding. It's important for them to not only see the problems, but begin to envision possibilities for bringing about change. And in order to be an agent of change in schools, you have to be informed. If you don't know how schools are funded, if you don't know how monies are distributed, you cannot put pressure and act in ways to bring about the changes that are needed.
I will never be, absolutely ready, because teaching is like this never-ending journey.
At weekly support group meetings, the student teachers learn to lean on one another.
A lot of times new teachers are reluctant to ask for help because they think that it doesn't bode well for them. They should know everything. And we want to let them know that you can't know everything, and to how to get assistance when you need it.
The last thing would be, what's the difference between what you estimated and what you actually got?
I don't believe that good teachers are born. I believe that we educate people to become good teachers. Students come to us already with a love of learning, and our job is to help them translate that love of learning and a desire to work with children or young adolescents and a desire to make a difference in society. We need to take that and develop it into a person who has the skills and the strategies and the knowledge to achieve that, because it isn't so easy. It's actually quite difficult.
For more information on what works in public education, go to edutopia.org.